The village of White Mills here between Honesdale and Hawley has a rich industrial heritage. That includes here at the Dorflinger Factory Museum. This place was the heartbeat of this community for so long, and it's one of the big stops on the Pocono History and Art Trail. So come along as we get a brilliant glimpse at the cut glass history here in the Pocono past.
It is a veritable feast for the eyes, wall to wall, window to window, inside this nearly decade-old Dorflinger Factory Museum. And the man behind it all, Jim Asselstein, beams with pride for the story of crystal and craft preserved here.
We definitely are proud of what we've done. Our objective was to really create a very special location here and to tell a very special and important story. And we hope that we've been able to do that.
That special and important story has a main character, Christian Dorflinger, a French immigrant. The name is synonymous with White Mills and cut glass. The exquisite displays showcase Dorflinger's work and the work of the industrial village built all around the factory more than a century ago.
So the stories are about the people who lived in White Mills and worked in the factory, and also how this glass was used in society. This luxury tableware was made for the wealthiest families in the country, for international embassies, for the government, for the White House. And so we want to tell that part of the story as well, is the role that this glass played and the products that this company played in society overall.
When folks head out on the Pocono History and Art Trail and stop here at the Dorflinger Factory Museum in White Mills, Jim, we want to give them some idea of what they're in for when they come in. This place is immense, and it's spectacularly gorgeous too, with all the light and gorgeous exhibits here. What do we have here for people when they come visit the Factory Museum?
So the first area of the museum, this area right in here, focuses on how the glass was made. We have examples of equipment used in the Dorflinger factory to do engraving, cutting, acid etching, decorating, and also exhibits on how the glass was blown as well.
All this luxury glass, etched and meticulously cut, on display for a mere $5 entry. 18 and under are free at the Factory Museum. And as they say, the experience is a home run.
This baseball bat is one of the most popular items that we have in the collection. This bat was made for a local man named Eddie Murphy in 1913 when Eddie Murphy played on the Philadelphia Athletics team against the New York Giants in the World Series.
Even a sparkling wedding set made at the turn of the 20th century for the wealthiest families in New York, the Vanderbilts.
Christian Dorflinger made glassware for 8 presidential administrations, starting with Abraham Lincoln in 1861 and continuing through Woodrow Wilson.
More than 2,000 pieces of glass from this very factory before it shuttered more than 100 years ago. The beautiful bluestone building restored, and the adjacent office building housing all of this beauty. And not far from another glass museum of the same name, featured before on Pocono Television Network at the Dorflinger Sudam Wildlife Sanctuary.
The whole idea was to complement what we already had in White Mills with the Dorflinger Sudam Wildlife Sanctuary, the Dorflinger Glass Museum, which also has an outstanding collection of Dorflinger glass. And the idea was there are things we can do here that we couldn't do there, or vice versa. And between the two of them, you get the full story.
Inside the Factory Museum, there's an event space, one floor below all those exhibits, and a fully intact boiler that helped fuel this factory, surrounded by local art. All of this just one of dozens of stops on the Pocono History and Art Trail, accessible on mobile devices with ways to check in at each museum or art stop. Here at the Dorflinger Factory Museum, it's a blend of both art, a lost art, and history, which through generations of Dorflinger workers still living here today, lives on, in, and around White Mills.
Inevitably, in the fourth graders who come through the factory during those school visits, we'll have several kids whose ancestors worked in the Dorflinger factory. So that's a really neat part of the history of this company as well, and its long-standing roots to this community.
Join us on the Pocono History and Art Trail and stop by the Dorflinger Factory Museum for rich history still shining after all these years. This has been Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network.